What's one? So basically for today's video, I'm gonna be like making like a follow-up video to like the last sit-down video that I made, like about my ankle and like updates about that, and then like kind of some updates about like some of the fall day trips I'm planning on doing, and if I do like a fall getaway, like. So basically to start things off, a little bit of an update on like my ankle. It's been doing a lot better than the last time that I filmed the last sit-down video, and it's been like somewhere between 5 and 6 weeks since I injured it, and like 4 weeks since I filmed that last sit-down video, and things have definitely been doing a lot better with my ankle, and I'm able to do hikes pretty easily now, a lot better than even whenever I filmed the last day trip video that I went on. So I did do a couple of hikes off camera, like within like the last couple weeks, but I mean, other than that, I've mostly been just kind of like walking around parks and kind of just walking around places mostly, but it's a lot easier for me to navigate like more rough terrain and like rocks and stuff like that than whenever I filmed the last sit down video. So I also have been trying to work on like strengthening like my ankle and trying to walk around on it a lot, not doing like anything like super crazy, like not doing flips and stuff like that right now, or like jumping off stuff, but I have been like trying to walk around a lot and get used to like movement with my ankle again and all that. So I think it's definitely been helping out, like making the progress get better, just like walking around on it and like flexing it too, and trying to get movement back in it and working on balancing on it again too. So I have been working on strengthening my ankle again and getting progress to like where I can like start doing like some of the stuff that I used to be able to do, like hopefully eventually like I'll be able to do flips again. I'm not gonna be trying to do that right now because I do want to like make sure I'm like fully recovered first, and it has been doing a lot better than whenever I like made the last sit down video, and even like whenever I did that last day trip like a couple of weeks ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago since I did that day trip. So I'm having a feeling that like the fall day trips I start doing like within the next couple of weeks, I feel like I'm gonna be able to do a lot more stuff on those day trips than I did on the last one, but it's still probably not gonna be anything insane though. It's not gonna be a lot of climbing on structures and stuff like that, but I'm definitely planning on doing like a lot more hiking and exploring and all that. And I still do like wear a brace with my ankle, especially if I am planning on doing like hikes or anything like that where I'm like gonna have to use it a lot. But I mean, and I'm probably gonna be using the brace whenever I do the like fall day trips coming up, but I definitely feel a lot more confident in being able to pull off some of these fall day trips than I did like last month whenever like my ankle like was first injured and all that. So I still really do miss like how my life was before I injured my ankle, but things have definitely been getting better since like 1 month ago. I mean, I'm glad that I'm not in the same position I was this time a month ago, or like, and especially more so like whenever I first injured it. I mean, I'm just thankful I'm not like in that stage anymore, and I'm, even if it isn't like the full amount of stuff that I was able to do since I first injured it, I'm definitely able to do a lot more stuff than like I was like this time last month. So I am grateful for that, but I still really do miss how my life was before I injured my ankle. So that's basically like a little bit of an up down like my ankle and how it's been doing lately. So now I'm gonna be moving on to like the part where I like kind of talk about my plans with the fall day trips this year and like the getaway updates. So if I were to do like a weekend getaway, it's more likely gonna be sometime in November, like maybe early mid-November, than it will be this month. I mean, not just that, but like I'm also most likely gonna be doing the hot springs trip as like my getaway if I do get away somewhere, because of like everything that's been happening like within the Smoky Mountains area lately. Whenever I filmed the last sit down video, which was like a month ago, I mean, it was like about 10 days before the Hurricane Helene hit. So, and I had no idea like what was going to happen in that Smoky Mountains area whenever I filmed that video. But I mean, after hearing about everything that happened, like the massive like flooding within like the North Carolina area and just like the Smoky Mountains in general, I'm most likely not going to be going out there this year again. There's like a lot of things that are closed off in the Smoky Mountains, and it's definitely not a good time to go out there and visit that area. About a year ago, as of filming this video, I actually went out there. It was like that weekend last year. It was definitely a lot better out in that area this time last year than it is now, so I am not going to be doing that. If I were to do a getaway, it's probably going to be seeing the hot springs for the first time, and it's most likely probably going to be early mid-November, not this month. So that's a little bit of an update on like the fall getaway plan. Now I'm going to be kind of going over like just like the smaller, my plans for like some of the more small individual day trips. So I feel like a lot of the day trips are going to be pushed back from like when I normally do them because because right now as I'm filming this video, it's like close to October 15th and there still hasn't been a lot of like fall colors and leaf changes around here yet, and definitely a lot less color like formation around this like time of year than like how it was last year. So I feel like there's going to be a later start in general to fall this year. We are getting kind of a cool stretch as I'm filming this video, but within like the next 5 days, it's going to start warming up again and getting to like the 70s again. So right now, today, it's 62 degrees, and that's like the high for today. And then like tomorrow, it's going to be 58, and then 62, 68. But then like once like the weekend hits, it's going to start getting into the 70s again and getting a lot warmer. I don't know how like this cool stretch these next couple days is going to affect the fall colors, if it's going to like push it back a little bit earlier than like I originally expected, or if it's still going to be kind of a late fall, because it has still been like a lot warmer than average this month and last month. It still could be a later start to the fall, even like with this cold stretch that we're getting. So kind of just have to see what happens within the next week, 2 weeks. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of the fall day trips I was planning on doing this year are going to be pushed back because like the later start to fall than normal and just not a lot of color formation around this area yet. So I am planning on still doing most of the fall day trips. The only one I might not be doing anymore is going back out the Gardens of the Gods. I am planning on going to the other 3 places I did mention about, like the Starved Rock and Little Grand Canyon and Han. So I am planning on still doing those 3 trips, and I am able to handle rough terrain and having to navigate and scale a bit, but I'm probably not going to be doing anything like any crazy amount of climbing or like jumping off structures and stuff like that. So that's like one reason why I'm probably not going to be going back out the Gardens of the Gods, because I feel like I'm still not going to be able to do like a lot of that insane climbing stuff there and like jumping off the structures at the place like I was able to like in the past. And I also did go there like twice during the summer. I did like a couple smaller visits out there. I featured one of my visits like that was gonna be like an off-camera day trip that ended up turning into a video of like me documenting like the worst traffic jam that I ended up being in my life, and I did feature a little bit of like footage at Gardens of the Gods and like this one area that I've like haven't explored there yet. And then I did also feature it a little bit like in my Giant City Overnight video. So I already did go out there like twice this year already during the summer, so I feel like I don't need to make a follow-up trip there, even though it is a pretty nice place in the fall to go and see. But I did get to go there fall of last year, so but I am planning on doing the other day trips I talked about in the last review video. So that's a little bit of an update on like the fall day trips. So it's looking like I might be having a later start than normal, which might actually be a good thing because it will give my ankle even more time to get back to like normal. And if I wait a little bit later too, I'll probably be able to do a little bit more stuff, because I feel like each week my ankle's like been getting better and stronger and been able to do more stuff on it each week. So the later that I wait to do the day trips, the better it will be with my ankle too. So that's one way I'm trying to look at it as well. So it's looking like it's going to be a later start to the day trips than last year in 2022. So a little bit of an update on that. So also, before I do end off the video, I did want to kind of talk a little bit more about Gardens of the Gods. So I honestly don't know if I'm going to be going back out there and filming a video out there again, to be honest. I really do enjoy the park. It's a really beautiful park to go and see, and really fun to like explore and navigate the rocks. But I really just don't want to go out there this fall again, because I'm not going to be able to do all the stuff that I used to be able to in the past. It's also possible that I may never go back to that park again, even like when my ankle is fully back to normal, because those times were just significantly a better time in my life. Like whenever I first went out to that park, I feel like just going back out there, I'm just not gonna enjoy it, because all I'll be able to think about is just how much better those times were compared to like how life is now. And it just hasn't felt the same going out there lately. Like the last 2 times this summer, it didn't feel the same enjoyment at that place I did like whenever I first went there. And I feel like a lot of that time that I was spending at the place, I was kind of reminiscing on the times whenever I first went out there and just how much better my life was back then. And I just feel like going to Gardens of the Gods isn't the same these days. So I don't know if I'm ever going to be making a video out there again, even whenever my ankle does get back to like being fully normal again. It's possible I may never be going back out to that park again. Also, I still am planning on going to like the Colorado Gardens of the Gods. Like if I ever go out like on a trip around that area and like I have like extra time to go and see that place again on that trip. I mean, I'm still gonna be going to that Gardens of the Gods, but so that's basically all I kind of wanted to talk about in this sit down video. So I do hope you enjoy like this little sit down update video. Haven't been having a lot of uploads out lately because I haven't been doing a whole lot of stuff throughout this month. So I am planning on having videos out again once I do like fall day trips. Just kind of want to make a little bit of an update video and kind of explain how things have been going with my ankle and like how things are gonna be planning out like with the fall as well. Some changes that happened from whenever I filmed the last sit down video, so just a little bit of an update. So I do hope you enjoyed this little update video and all that, and subscribe and hit my post notifications on. See you next. Stay tuned for the Star Rock videos coming out. I hope to have them out like within a week and a half to 2 weeks from uploading this video, but I mean, just kind of depends on like how early I can get out there and like when the fall colors are gonna hit. So just kind of have to see what happens like within the next couple weeks. So without further ado, I'll see you guys next time.